Well, like they always say, here goes something. Today we're heading to Barr Lake. This is about around, I believe online, they say 8 miles, but it's really about 9.5, depending if you're filming a YouTube video or not. Stopping and going. And there's yours truly, the star of the show. I'll be mounting up that new bike and doing a new bike day video here shortly. But before that, I decided to take it for a spin. But before I hit the trail, you know what I gotta do. Like any old man getting over the age of 50, you gotta do that quick stop. All right, so I started on the north side by the bird conservatory. And what this will do is bring you right across the dam if you start heading east. I like to do this route because, well, the whole lake is pretty flat. So this isn't going to be a challenging ride. The only challenge to this ride was getting out and doing it on a nice cool day when it wasn't 95 degrees out in the summer. And along the way, the bugs aren't really that bad across the top here. I actually have a batch of sparrows that are coming up. We'll see if a little bit in the shot here. But what draws me to Barr Lake is, one, it's pretty close proximity to my house, but two, it isn't like the trails outside of like Evergreen or going up I-70, where it's basically just single track madness, downhill sprawl, kind of letting it all out. This is kind of more my style, a casual, hey, I'm getting back into mountain bike trail, and maybe you should too. So I'm going to be honest, my first few trails and videos are going to be really about me getting back up to speed. Like most, I'm now work from home most of the time, which is good and bad, as I been doing it for 5-6 years now. The bad being I miss that social interaction, and what I'm hoping to do is pick it up with mountain biking. The last few years I kind of strayed away from mountain biking. I really didn't want to. I always had a bike around, but I just never took the time to go out and find new trails or explore or get all geared up and make the trek. So really that's what this video is about. The channel is about mountain bike escape. It's really just getting out on that mountain bike and escaping your reality for a moment and focusing on something else. Something familiar, something I've done a lot of before. In the past, I've done a lot of mountain biking, downhill, single track probably being my favorite. Fall is my favorite time to ride, so kind of starting out in the summer for me is a little different. Normally kind of June and July when it's a little warmer and a little more humid from a random rain shower the night before, I'm not super excited to go out and ride. But here I am. I decided enough is enough. I wanted to get out, get going, get the channel started. For good or worse, I wanted to just get it going. And they say the best way to start is by doing. Just get out and do it. Don't mean to make a cliche there or anything like that, just speaking from the heart and truth. I will say this, if you do visit Barr Lake, definitely bring some snacks and some water. I find around mile 6, I kind of, myself, being out of shape, let's call it that. And I'm not picking on myself or anyone out there. But just be prepared a little bit because your energy may spike. You see me pointing over here. There's a really neat boardwalk over there for bird watchers and wildlife. Pointing that over there. You're not supposed to bring bikes on it. I think you could probably walk your bike if you really wanted to do it. But yeah, I'm giving hand gestures. I don't know if I'll do that in the future in the channel or not. Hand gestures are kind of funny because if I forget to comment about what I'm gesturing about, it might look like I don't know, I'm just throwing signs or symbols or something. I have no idea. You tell me in the comments. Hand signals good, hand signals bad. Let's call it hands, no hands. But one thing I really like is this kind of corridor goes right next to those canals. And these are irrigation canals for the farms, but this canal does feed Barr Lake. Barr Lake is not a natural lake, it's a man-made lake. And some of the best wildlife viewing you can have at Barr Lake is the southwest corner. And we're approaching that now. One of the predominant trees out here is the cottonwood. And some people do not like the cottonwood for its, for its seeds. It has that cotton-like seed. And I was told that those are the female trees that do that. The male trees don't do that. But they really only do it for about 2 weeks out of the year. I want to say mid to late May, probably weather depending. This was kind of cool. There's a neat little falls from the irrigation thing, and that actually goes to the right and feeds Barr Lake. That little heart stopper there, a deer jumped out right in front of me there. Not too close though. The camera made it look a little farther away. Now, typically I would not ride on this. If people were here, I would not be riding on this. So don't do this if people are on this. But since I had the place to myself, no one was around. I think I saw a total of 4 people this day. I believe I filmed this on a Thursday. There was no one around. So, you know what? I said, I'm going to take my liberties and just ride it right into the gazebo here. This is in the far southwest corner. We're about 6.5, just under 7 miles in. I'm kind of playing with some of my gear. Took a couple drinks of water, and there's the new bike. I believe this is a 2022 Giant Trance 3 XL. Reason why I say I believe, because I believe I have the year right. I got this out on closeout from Giant. It's a beautiful bike, probably one of the best bikes I've ever owned. And being an XL and an older model year, I got a great discount on it. I think it just cost a little over $1,000. And I'll be doing a new bike day video on that later on in the channel. I was really encouraged to get out and do the Barr Lake ride because of the weather. It was just so nice out this day. I believe I was hovering right around 70 degrees. And you can see my phone there. We're already at just under 6 miles. I believe I averaged around just under 10 miles an hour on this ride. But I did do some stop and go. And honestly, it's not a race. Go out and enjoy yourself. Stop, look around. I think in future videos, I'm going to show a little more of the scenics and look around. And please do comment if you think I should do that. If you think I should do more riding, just say ride. If you want, comment scenic. If you want to see more scenics, I'm happy to do that. Like I said, this is one of those go out and do videos. So I'll be working on and perfecting my formula and how I do videos. All right, so after transitioning around the bend of the southwest corner there, you're gonna start heading through these nice canopy of trees, and then you're gonna back up to some private properties coming up here that are on the west side of the lake. What's cool is, you just saw that on the right side, there's some old irrigation controls and things like that you'll see kind of scattered throughout the woods that are just kind of abandoned from there. And I'm always curious at how old those are. I've never really looked it up, but I should. But on the backside here, there's just a plethora of swallows and birds. And honestly, at this time of the year, maybe because it's been so dry, this is late June of 2026 as I'm filming this, it had been pretty dry except for the night before there was a light rain that came through. And so really the bugs were not that bad, even when I stopped to take a break. But this is kind of what you can expect. There's these canopies. You hear that? The plane goes over. Sometimes the flight path of DIA does kind of go over. They're pretty high up, but it does echo pretty well. And I just love this. I could ride this all day long with canopies and shade and coolness. I didn't see any other bikers out today, and only saw about 4 hikers, 2 and 2 earlier, but I cut them out. They didn't look at the camera or say anything. They were just on the side of the trail, so I just kind of cut them out of the video there. But here's some of that private property on the left side. You'll see that there's a couple, a kind of small cattle farm and maybe a horse farm there. And just really great access to the entire place. And if you're definitely a bird watcher, I would tell you figure out a way to maybe carry a camera with you. There are some deer, but I wouldn't come here for that. I would definitely come here for bird watching. And there's definitely eagles. I've heard there's an osprey and a bunch of other birds that I don't know, but an average bird would. Now, this next part is about a third of a mile where you're kind of next to, well, I shouldn't say kinda, you are next to the railroad track. And if a train does come, I would definitely suggest maybe pulling off the trail as you're probably within 10 feet of it. I'm kind of pointing out here to listen before you go to see if you hear a train. You might hear its horn or the rumbling of it. If it is, I would just stay put. They normally go by in about 10 minutes. And, you know, I'd back off the path for a moment. But continuing on the path, what you'll notice here is it's a little bumpier. It's a little bit bigger rock, but they did do a pretty good job adding some gravel to smooth it out for you. And like I said, it's only about a third of a mile, so it only takes you probably about 2 minutes to get clear of this. I have been on this walking when a train did come, and what I did is I just kind of regressed back by the trees there. Now you will see a split go on the right. The left kind of stays by the tracks, and the right kind of, it brings you back into the Barr Lake State Park officially. And there is that sign there. It says bird nesting ahead, and there's some eagle's nests on the right side there. So if you do stop, they're encouraging you to keep moving, not to hang out in that area too much. You will pass a private driveway for a construction area that is next to Barr Lake here. Just go through there. I have encountered people through this. If they're on foot, I always give them the right of way, and if they're on bikes, we usually just try to sort it out and figure it out. Because it is kind of narrow. My bars are a little wider too. I think I'm riding 780 millimeter bars, so a little bit wider than some. And you'll see a little bit of that construction stuff. But we're near the end of the ride here. We're, you know, coming up on 9 miles on the phone there. And what's great is now we've ended up back where we started. Great loop. The dam is definitely an easy mile marker to know that, yes, I parked back there. And do me a favor, if you like this video or if you like the style and flow of this video, please like and subscribe to the video. It'll really encourage me to do more. I do have plans to do more style videos like this. I plan on doing more parks and maybe some urban riding with some urban trails. And my thought is this: why not go out and find those nice casual trails that you'll be comfortable doing with very, you know, honestly low risk. You're not worried about tumbling down the side of a mountain on these kind of trails, but they are more casual. They are just as fun, and I could see them being just as fun if you're able to bring some along with you. All right, this has been Mountain Bike Escape. Thanks again for stopping by and checking out the channel. Hope to see you soon.